Good day, everyone.
Thank you.
We are at Alfa Arabica Kazakh National University, and we are together with distinguished speakers who are invited to speak at our SD Genomics discussion platform for gglobal. So we have two distinguished professors, Mr. Professor Hassan Pir Hassani. He's a professor at the University Paris 7.
Yes.
And we have Professor Marceline Guillemin. He's a director of Center for Geoenergy.
And I represent the embassy as well, the French embassy as well.
And he also represents French embassy in Kazakhstan. Our discussion is around one very simple topic and very important topic for Kazakhstan and for region, about energy, about alternative energy. We have two views. One view says that future is about alternative energy. That's it. Traditional energy is gone. Second view is saying no. Traditional energy still has place, and alternative energy is still like underdeveloped. It's still new, still young, and still too expensive. Therefore, it will take time, maybe another 20, 30 years before alternative energy will take real place and real space in the global energy. So I would like to ask you, two distinguished experts, those who are experts in energy, about two different positions. Let us start with our guest, who just came recently from Paris, from France.
Yes.
And let's ask about his opinion about future of energy.
Yeah. In fact, energy is not a single thing. Energy is a mixture of many techniques, many sources, and many applications, because we have to see at the same time production of energy and utilization or consumption of energy. So if we talk about energetic resources, yes, we know that that petroleum would be rare and become rarer and rare. I leave it to Marceline, who is more specialist in geology and in the things which are in the land. Becomes more and more rare, and probably by 30, 40 years from now, petroleum would be something very rare, even non-existent. But we cannot say the last word, because exploration and search for new resources continue. And the more we advance in technology and science, the more we can get access to the underground resources. So I think no one can say by sure that petroleum would stop at this and that date, but it becomes rare. And coal becomes rare sometime later. Now I leave it to Marceline to give us the time. And the third thing is that existent or non-existence of an energetic resource depends on the price of it. In fact, if the price of energy goes very high, even a very, very rare amount of energy, petroleum, we can consider it as available because it's really worth it to spend much more time and money to go deeper to find petroleum where it is not economic today. Okay, after this general introduction, I go to the consumption side also. On the consumption side, the humanity is on a very profound mutation of utilization of energy. So it depends also how we go towards the utilization of energy. So this is the second element which we have to take into account, and it is not very clear either, because also it is even more unpredictable than the resources. Okay, given these two information, I would say that if you look at this time, the way that the things are going, I would say that in some applications, like for instance, transport, the fossil energy would continue to be used because it is very concentrated, and probably we can use the other types of energy for other types of application and leave this fossil side, which is petroleum, for transportation. And little by little, the renewable energies become also technically available and economically viable, because economy is very important also. And of course, now we see that solar and wind are become interesting, become acceptable. They are subsidized, and sometimes we have to cut the subsidy. And I would say that gradually these new energies will replace the old types of energy. And if we want, we can sit down and give some dates, but the trend would be like this. And the last thing is that, if I can finish one more, there are very new sources of energy that we have not gone for so far. I was talking today in some conference in this university. Bioenergy from the bacterium sources is one of the future energies that even we have not talked about it yet.
And do you agree that oil will
Yes,
disappear in 40
I could
years?
complete, in fact, because, well, I'm going to speak as a member of the French embassy, because we have a policy concerning energy. We are open to everything, but we have challenges, for instance, concerning environment. If we can improve environmental conditions, it will be better, because for the moment there is a big problem, for instance in Kazakhstan, but not only in Kazakhstan, in other countries, pollution. And Kazakhstan, he told us, well, if you could help us, for instance in Özkemen, energy, it's very, very important for us, but of course we need some help, because pollution is very bad for our children. So they speak quite open, and we tell them that we are going to help them, of course, with enterprises, because our policy in our center, Géoénergie, it is to have a tight link with enterprises. It's very important to have this link between universities and enterprises. And it was very important recently, because we had in this university named after Al-Farabi a forum concerning business and innovation. And we spoke about this special link between universities and enterprises. So we have to work together. And of course, enterprises are quite open, because, for instance, in June or July, with our students, we go to Tortkuduk, where you have uranium, and so we have some training for 3 days, so we can see what is possible. And as CATCO is quite open, so they think that we should work together for improving problems concerning pollution, but in the future. In fact, these problems are created after exploration. But for the moment, they explore, no problem, everything is all right. But I think it's very important to work together, universities, enterprises, and we must not forget that we'll have you'll have in Kazakhstan a very big universal exhibition in Astana, and it's a very big challenge for us, because we would like to have a common action. All partners could do something very useful, and with the French pavilion. And that's why for us it's very important. And we can see now economical conditions, and of course everything is improving in different ways. So we are going to see in our center what we can do, what trainings we could create, because we have for the moment in our center the master called Subterranean Reservoirs of Energy, but it will be the end in 1 year. Because everything is improving, and we'd like to see very, very soon, in fact, what we could create together. So we'll have proposals from the University of Lorraine, and they are preparing new programs, and it could be programs concerning this time different masters. We could have a common year, as we have now, because we can say that it's a very good result.
May I pick up one point
Yes.
from your discussion? Basically, we have two different views, and many colleagues in Europe reflect what you say. But your colleagues in the United States have a bit different view.
Maybe.
And you mentioned one keyword, which is innovations.
Innovation, yes.
So many colleagues, your colleagues here, many experts in the United States say because of innovations, because of technologies, basically we can explore more oil,
Yes.
more gas. It means in 40 years we might have even more oil than we have today. So it means playing with renewable energy is very expensive toy. And probably it's because Europeans spend so much money and subsidize, and they don't follow market rules. So therefore, it's probably like trend and fashion for today, but it's not viable for tomorrow. What's your take for this position?
That's what I told you in answer to your first question. That's sure that the techniques of exploration would improve and we'll find probably. But it doesn't mean that it's going to be cheap, because what they don't think about it is money. Probably that would be more even expensive than the expensive renewable energies that we are having today or tomorrow. So everything, I will feel that it's not going to be so easy and cheap. So if the price of energy goes up, these kind of technologies becomes economically viable. There is no limit to the science. Science can go beyond every impossible thing, but that depends how much effort and money you want to put on it, and does it worth it or not. So it is completely unpredictable. I would not really take this challenge to say that absolutely we are going to find some technologies that go behind that. I would be very prudent in this thing. And I think in the domain of energy, also on the consumption side, one has to be very, very careful not to make very general declarations. So I would be prudent.
Maybe I will turn to you, because I know you know Kazakhstan very well. You spend time here, you teach here, you do research. What about Kazakhstan? Because Kazakhstan right now is actually on crossroads. What to do? Kazakhstan is rich in energy resource, like in oil and gas. However, we have proven resources here in Kazakhstan for about 25, 30 years. And Kazakhstan also invested a lot of money in the renewable energies. So right now, actually, getting renewable energy is very expensive. But still Kazakhstan investing in it. But in time of difficult economic situation, should it continue investing in renewable energy, or should it continue investing more in new innovations and new technologies to deal with traditional energy sources? So what's your take for Kazakhstan?
I think that investment could be in different ways. In fact, well, we have traditional energy, and you have other types of energy, and I think that it will be better to invest in different ways. You said, and Russia said as well, that they had made a mistake because they thought that prices for oil and gas could be always high, but for the moment it's not the same. So they said, well, we have made a mistake because for the moment we have a problem with our budget. And of course, we know in your universities that this is a big problem. And we know that quite well with our center, Geoenergy. So I think that it could be better to invest in different ways. And you are open, and that's why I like working with Kazakhstan. And you listen to us, I listen to you, and we work quite well together. And if I can help you with my center, I'll do it with pleasure.
So just to finalize our discussion,
Can
we
you
have
add
just 20
just
minutes
one
and give you
sentence?
opportunity to give like 3 sentences. So let's imagine you are invited to be an advisor to Prime Minister of Kazakhstan, and you are invited to advise on energy, talking about traditional energies and talking about renewable energies, and you're talking about creating budget for next year. What will be your 3 suggestions how to deal with current situation and how to look at future, what to do to make sure that Kazakhstan has sustainable development? So 3 points from you and 3 points from you, and we will conclude.
Yeah. Okay. I would say that.
Suggestion to Prime Minister.
Yeah, I would suggest a 3-step suggestion. You in here you have experience with rockets, with the different stages. I would have a suggestion like this. First of all, for economic reasons, you have to maintain the energy production at this time. So coal is the dominant source. We have to continue on it. We have to use more, I would say, clean coal firing systems and so on. But knowing that this is for only managing the existence now. The second thing is that already the countries like in Kazakhstan have invested in what we call the renewable energies, which is solar and so on. We know that. These kind of investments have already done, and you don't have to stop it because that would be the second step of transition to the energy, what we call the renewable energy. But for me, the country from now should invest in basic sciences on the energy to find solutions of the rupture. I would say the breakthrough solutions for the energy of future. Because if you look at the current renewable energies, these are technologies that are based on the technology. I was saying this afternoon to the conference, based on the technology of the 20th century and science of 19th century. We need new science and new technologies, and these come out of the basic sciences. One thing, and the other thing which is sure, that incremental improvement of renewable energies of today would not be enough to respond, to answer to the needs of energy of tomorrow. So manage today, deal with the renewable energies as much as you want, but your real destiny is in the new energies that are going to be in the basic sciences. So put a lot of money on basic research.
Okay. And number 3, you have one more time.
I did 3, no? Okay.
Okay.
I think I did the 3 suggestions.
Okay, sure. And what about you?
Well, I agree with our colleague. First of all, I would say you must maintain what you get, what you did, and I think you should continue this investment. Secondly, you could invest in other types of energy. You could invest in innovation. And don't forget, thirdly, environment. It's very important, but here in Kazakhstan that it's very important. In our countries, we had made so many mistakes. And so we have experience, and we can advise you. And I think it's very important to have this exhibition in Astana. It will be a very big appointment for everybody in the world. We had in Paris COP21, and next year we'll have this universal exhibition.
Thank you very much. And it was a wonderful discussion. And let me remind you that we are online, gglobal platform. It's a platform in Astana, which actually Astana Economic Forum invites everyone to discuss future and today.
Right.
And I put it on umbrella SDGnomics, talking about sustainable development goals, and economy actually built on sustainable development goals. It's my new term, which I introduced last spring, and when working on this term, I am developing something like economic theory, trying to deal with the green economics and the new economics, trying to bring it together under the umbrella of SDGnomics. And of course, when you talk about SDGnomics, we talk about energy, which is a very important part. And I thank you very much for wonderful contributions.
Thanks to you.
And I hope to see you again in the near future, and we continue to discuss about alternative energy with actually in a very professional way, like we did today.
Thank you very much.
I will be in Expo 2017.
I hope we will meet even before.
Okay, I'm sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Rahmet. Көп рахмет.